Well, I think need to see a desperate group that plays a lot of energy. Obviously, we know what Colorado is and how they play, and it's going to be a skating game, and we got to make sure our energy level is really high tonight.
You talked about the penalties they had on Saturday. How do you combat that as opposed to just saying don't take penalties? What goes into that?
Well, I think we always say don't take penalties. I mean, I don't think there's a game that we thought, hey, let's take a bunch of penalties. Certain nights, things happen. I thought for us, when we get in a little bit of trouble, we're not moving our feet, we're not skating, and we're taking some reaching penalties. Part of it because we're not moving our feet and we can't keep up. So I think tonight that's why it's really important that we're playing a skating energy game, and usually that alleviates a lot of those different penalties.
Still waiting to hear on Cole Smith if you think we'll see him in the lineup tonight.
No, it's kind of day to day, and yeah.
Kind of different question. Recently we saw a report that the Olympic ice in Milan was 3 feet shorter, something like that. But then also, apparently the ice that y'all played on in Stockholm was also they're about 3 feet shorter. Was there any difference? Like, could you tell a difference in that? Did you even know that? Was it?
No, I didn't know that actually. So I couldn't tell the difference. I think the dimensions there, I believe, because I was there at the World Championships. I think it's a little bit wider. I didn't know it was 3 feet shorter.
So hearing that, would you have any reservations about playing on Olympic ice like that? It was a little different here and there, or just?
I don't think 3 feet. I'm not sure. I think if it was much smaller, I think we would. I'm not sure the width. I haven't heard of the width of the ice. Sometimes the width, if it's a little wider, kind of like the Stockholm ice, I think maybe that helps out a little bit. For me, the reservations would just be about the facility from what I'm reading, but I'm not there, so it's really hard for me to comment on a lot of that.
Sure. On the Olympics, the front, I don't know, there were obviously some pretty stacked Canadian teams when you were playing. How close did you come to Canada?
No, not close. There's too many good players.
But the idea of that growing up, in Canada, that's obviously probably a dream for you, right?
Yeah, I think in my era there was really the Canada Cup was the big event. I think those are the ones you glued to the TV. I didn't even think the Olympics were in a realm of because I think in Canada, especially through my era, all the pros didn't play in the Olympics, so we really weren't. We'd watch the Olympics, but we wasn't following as intently as a Canada Cup because that's where we knew all our best players were playing. I think when it turned in '98, I think that generation of kids for sure, the dream would be, especially in 2002 and win a gold medal. That generation for sure, the Crosby 2010, 14. So that whole generation, I'm sure this is a huge honor. You hear McDavid and all these, McKinnon talk about how important it is for them. So that just tells you. So it's a little different era. I didn't really grow up. You grew up dreaming of playing the Canada Cup, but the Olympics just didn't seem like it was reality.